Hey guys, welcome to Not So Random Chat, the nighttime live stream where we talk about whatever we want to. So, settle in and grab your libation. It could be your wine or tea or coffee or whatever you want to drink. And let's just sit back and chill. I'll be with you in a moment. Are you guys ready? Okay, well, so am I. So let's get into it. Here I come. Hola! From the west side. Happy Monday, you guys. Happy Monday. And I'm still getting myself together, so give me a second before I come on camera. I know y'all can hear all the noise. All right. All right, let me turn the camera on now. Get my hair out the microphone. All right. Happy Monday, you guys. Happy Monday. My hair is kind of like, yeah. I forgot when I styled it this way today that probably wasn't going to work real well with the mic setup. All right, so let me get things together here. Let me just go out and post on my community wall that we are live, because we know how YouTube does it. All right. But I know I come on late, so a lot of people are going to catch the replay, which is fine, because, as long as y'all catch me, you catch it. Hold on one second. Okay, cool. Now we're good. All right, so now we're going to be talking about a couple of things that are going on in the world tonight. I'm going to start it out with the banks, and then I'm going to go to the Oscars. 1 second. Okay, I can do this right here. Silicon Valley Bank. Okay, so let's get into the news. Because I want to see if what they said was going to happen today happened. So, over the weekend, 2 banks were taken over by the FDIC. And, this is just like, maybe I can change it to the other side. This is like, I'm going to switch it. All right, let's see. Let's see if this is better. I think this might be better. At least for tonight. Let's see. Okay. So anyway, over the weekend, 2 banks were taken over by the FDIC because depositors started taking out money faster than the actual banks could pull, have the money. And a lot of this had to do with the rise of interest rates. So my libation tonight is coffee, y'all. Your girl DC is still struggling with losing an hour's sleep yesterday. Okay, so yeah, I'm still struggling with that, and getting up this morning because I go to work early in the morning. So 6 something, my body was like, girl, it's 5 something. What the F are you doing? So yeah, I've been kind of off kilter today. This is probably my 3rd cup of coffee, but it is what it is. And it's nighttime now. So with Silicon Valley Bank, which was the first bank to go under, they were closed on Friday. The other bank, Signature Bank, was closed yesterday on Sunday. And what deposit holders were told was that they were only going to get to $250,000, which is what the FDIC insures. And both of these banks are commercial banks. And they deal with companies like Etsy. Well, Silicon Valley Bank has customers like Etsy and Shopify, Hayden's, that are deposit holders. And they had millions of dollars in the bank, and they couldn't get their money. So what was said by the Treasury Department was that depositors were going to be able to get their money today, and that this is not going to cost us the John Q. Public. This is not going to cost us any money. Now, if you guys remember, the last time we had a bailout was of the major banks, and it was due to the housing crisis. That makes me want to get my money out. Here's what I'm going to tell people. Candy. Let me get y'all, cause okay. I thought I made you a mod the last time you came in, Ben. So I thought I did the last time, but you are now. Candy Cane. Let me grab you too, Candy Cane. Okay, so both of you guys are now mods. Hey, TC. So this is what I would tell people as consumers. These were commercial banks that went under. And I don't honestly think that anything like what happened with the Big Short would ever happen again. Number one, everything is due diligence on the back end by third party. I work for one of those third parties, so that they protect the home loan so that whatever the lenders say that they're doing, it's really what they're doing. But these were commercial banks. These are commercial banks. But I'm still going to say, if you can, keep your credit card balances low. That's what I'd say. Keep your credit card balances low. Pay cash for what you can pay cash for. And don't get yourself in a position that, you could be financially gone. Because the reality is that most of us are like one paycheck, one or two paychecks. Because unfortunately, the majority of Americans live paycheck to paycheck and have no savings. It's hard to tell people to save. But the thing I can tell you is that, try to keep your credit card limits down, especially with the interest rates going up, because you don't want to pay all that interest. But the one with the Silicon Valley Bank, that is kind of scary because it happened so freaking fast. So I'm just looking to see if the FDIC did what they said today they were going to do today, which was give these people their money. This hair is like getting on my nerves, y'all. It's getting on my nerves. Let me put it behind the thing. It's getting on my nerves. Okay. I did, as y'all can see, we redid our hair this weekend. I'm trying to see if this one is the most recent one because I want to know if they gave them their money back today. Wow. Looks like First Republic is getting into this thing too. Interesting. That's interesting. First Republic Bank, which is a California bank. Now, Silicon Valley Bank had, is on the East Coast and on the West Coast, but they are very, very big in the tech industry and startup companies. Then Signature Bank, which is the one that went out yesterday, they're also commercial bank dealing with the cryptocurrency. You see what I'm saying? With the crypto market. And, or crypto investors, Bitcoin, that stuff. So okay, so here's what 46 is in there saying. 46 is saying that this is not 2008. Now I can agree this is not 2008 because this is not the major banks. This is not like the big three. The last time we were dealing with Chase, Manhattan, JP Morgan Chase, we were dealing with Bank of America and Wells Fargo, the biggest banks because of housing. And that was that impacted many, many, many more Americans. But this situation is we're dealing with commercial banks, 2 of them. Now, that's a lot of money that's floating around because it was billions of dollars with Silicon Valley. But he's saying that this is not going to be another 2008. I remember 2008. Okay? And it's baffling that 2008, that y'all know that's like almost 15 years ago. Almost 15 years ago. Isn't that crazy? He's not saying anything. But it's not saying whether depositors were able to get their money today. That's what I'm looking for. Depositors. Because they were saying that these people were going to be able to get as much money as they needed to get today. So that's what I'm... Okay, so here's what we're seeing. Over the weekend, a mix of Silicon Valley investors and California politicians called on the FDIC to make all depositors, including those with unsecured amounts, whole. Saturday afternoon, California Governor Gavin Newsom, of course, issued a statement saying he had been in touch with the Biden administration and other Washington officials in regards to SVB, which is Silicon Valley Bank. But what I'm trying to see is that were people able to get their money today? So I guess they're going to be able to make them whole. Somehow the money was supposedly there today. And they weren't just able to get $250,000. See, this is what I don't understand. When you have funds that are over the $250,000 limit, and they're not insured. And my question is, why would you put all that money in one freaking bank? You know what I'm saying? Spread it around to different banks, or at least spread some of it around. But Silicon Valley is dealing with all of these startups, and They're not exactly like the most stable. And then I swear, I'm like I almost I remember that I think Signature Bank tried to offer me a credit card. So I didn't even know that they were a commercial, and I know it's the same Signature Bank. Yeah, but that was like a year or two ago. I just ignored it because I wasn't trying to get any extra credit. Um, but it's scary that two commercial banks are now failing. And no matter what they're telling us, we can see that we're going into another recession. Most of us who have good paying jobs are looking at multiple streams of income so that we can continue to live the way that we normally live, because we're feeling like we have to sell a kidney to get a to get eggs. Can y'all believe how much eggs are now? Like, what? And we won't even talk about meat. We won't even talk about meat. Yeah, we're not even going to talk about meat. You know, makes some of us wish we were vegan, not vegetarian, vegan. Hmm. Eggs are $4.99. Not where I live. Eggs are not $4.99 in California. No, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And let me just say that I live in a diverse community. So I have neighbors who have chickens in their yards and have their own damn eggs. Okay? Yeah. Matter of fact, where I lived before, I would hear a rooster cock-a-doodling every damn morning. But here where I am, when I walk down the street, I hear their little chickens, and I'm not mad at them for having their own damn birds to get their own damn eggs. It's like every week, and and I know people think buying in bulk is wonderful, but yeah, we're not doing that. I'm not gonna have a freezer full of stuff that might be, I have like dry goods and that kind of stuff, but yeah, we're not gonna just pack the refrigerator with a bunch of stuff just to say we have food in there. So we just have to shop wisely when we shop. Hmm. But again, the prices of everything is going up, which is the reason why all of us are looking at different things to help us to make more money on the side, especially people like me who are older, because I'm trying to make more money on the side because, I'm trying to make me some passive incomes happen also at this time, which is why we're getting all these daggone licenses. Getting insurance license, getting our security licenses. I'm not kidding you guys. And then I might get the mortgage one, but I have to figure out if that's a conflict of interest. The securities license and insurance are not, but because I work in real estate lending on the back end, I have to make sure that it's not a conflict of interest. Yeah. that kind of stuff. So, my advice to everyone is to stack your money. Stack your money. And I'm not saying take your money out of the bank. I don't bank with a major bank. I bank with a credit union. But just like the banks, FDIC only insures up to $250,000. You know, um, if I won one of these crazy lotteries, with all that money and everything, there's no way in hell that you would put all that money in the bank. That would just be, you'd have to put it in investment. It would be different places. However, I understand the businesses can't run that way. And yeah, they got to put the money in the bank. But I'm not suggesting that they raise the amount that's insured, because I don't think the FDIC could handle that on a regular basis. So I think it needs to stay at the $250,000. But I think that we got to figure something out, because we can't. The government can't keep bailing banks out. They can't keep bailing these banks out. That part. And this time it's only 2 banks, but it didn't just affect jobs of the people at the bank. And it in fact affected jobs at a bunch of companies. Companies weren't going to be able to make their payroll because their money went poof. Their money just went poof. That's what I'm talking about. Now it's not the time to get into debt. Now it's the time to get out of debt. Now it's the time to get out of debt. That's my advice. U.S. Bank, let me look. Did U.S. Bank fail? U.S. Bank is not necessarily a commercial bank. I hope U.S. Bank wasn't one. I know a bunch of people who bank with U.S. Bank. Let's see, U.S. Bank news. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Okay, so U.S. Bank, well, that was last year. They were having some issues last year. Let me look in the news. U.S. Bank collapse sparks. Nope, it's just showing the 2 banks, the other 2 banks. But the third bank that I saw was First Republic, which is a California bank. And it appeared that they were impacted because of Silicon Valley Bank. So let me look that one up. Maybe that's what happened. First Republic. I'll have to tell y'all about my my horrible experience interviewing with First Republic. The person who interviewed me was a racist prick, and it was a female. Okay, so what's going on is that First Republic Bank stock plunged amid widespread financial fears. Despite government intervention over the weekend on behalf of Silicon Valley Bank, depositors feared ran contagious through the financial industry today. So people were freaking out today. Everybody was running to the bank to pull their money out. San Francisco-based First Republic Bank, which had $212 billion at the end of 2002, saw its stock plunge as much as 70% when the market opened on Monday morning. 70 freaking percent. Yeah, First Republic is not necessarily a commercial bank, but they have very wealthy customers. Yeah. And they do like private banking mortgages and stuff that they are able to portfolio. But yeah, I'm gonna have to watch what's going on because it looks like consumers freaked out today. Uh-oh. Let me grab this. This light fell. Let me grab it. Y'all can't see it, but the other ring light. Okay, let me move this out the way. Y'all just see the light moving. That's actually the ring light. It almost popped open. All right, let me put it right there. All right, I think we're good. All right, so now let's move on to the Oscars. First, I want to say congratulations to Ruth E. Carter, who won the Oscar last night for costume design for the movie Wakanda Forever. She's the first Black woman to win 2 Oscars in the same category because she won the Oscar back when Black Panther came out. She did the costuming for that. And I think I've mentioned this before. If you've been through my channel, when I was in college, my freshman year in college, I went to Hampton. And when I was at Hampton, I was part of the Hampton Players, which is the drama club at Hampton. And when I was in the Hampton Players, Ruth Carter was in the Hampton Players with me. My soror Roby Reed was in the Hampton Players with me, and Eric Payne was in the Hampton Players with me. All 3 of them, when they left Hampton, got pulled in to working with Spike Lee, and were all on the School Days project. Ruth did costuming and everything when we were in college. And this is a big deal. When she won the Academy Award for Black Panther, that was the first time that somebody Black in costume and won. And she just won it again. Shouts out to Ruth Carter. And her mom died the week before the Oscars. If you saw her Oscar speech, her mother was 102 years old. Ruth is a down-to-earth person, and yeah, to God be the glory that her mom was able to see stuff. Hey, Ebony. Hey, Wookie. Woo Kim, thank you for passing through. Sorry you got timed out, Ebony. Yeah. Nightbot. I still have to. I need to go look at that thing because another one of the YouTubers told me they have a video up that shows me how to fix my Nightbot. But moving on from Ruth Carter, Rihanna tore it up when she got up there and sang that song. And she should have won. No disrespect to the Indian movie that won, but what the F was that? I'm sorry. Okay. And did y'all see Angela Bassett's face when she was snubbed? And I know that the industry is like coming after her, but she was real. She was real. She was real. Yeah. And I honestly, I didn't see Jamie Lee Curtis's performance in that other movie. But I know it wasn't as good as Angela Bassett. Sorry. Yale trained, okay? Yale trained. Yeah. I know it wasn't. And the fact that they didn't even consider Viola Davis, well, they can't nominate too many of us, So I am absolutely thrilled that Ruth won. And I'm also thrilled that this time she received her Academy Award on stage during the telecast. Because when she won for Black Panther back at that Oscars, they didn't do the costume award at the ceremony. They did this time. So she got to win her second Oscar in front of everybody. That part I'm going to say. I love Jamie Lee Curtis, loved her since the Halloween movies and everything. But this is the second time that they've done Angela like that when they actually gave her the nomination. They snubbed her in the Malcolm X movie when she played Betty Shabazz. Yeah. And they snubbed her in every other Academy Award worthy performance. And I personally think that they did that ish on purpose, because they didn't want, Golden Globes and everybody else who was giving her flowers, and y'all couldn't give her Oscar. So what y'all gonna do? Give her lifetime achievement like y'all have done for other people who you've wronged? Now, I am ecstatic for the Best Actress. I'm ecstatic for her winning her award, because that's another woman of color, even though she's the first East Asian to ever win an Academy Award. And she's older than Masora Angela Bassett. But it's a damn shame that, that women have to get to their 60s and 70s before you look at them when they're not palm colored. Because I'm sorry, can we honestly say that every single one of those Academy Awards, no offense, that Meryl Streep has won, that she should have won? I'm just saying. The Oscars have got to do better. They got to do better. It shouldn't just be one freaking, black person that's nominated. That was ridiculous. And sorry, not sorry, the song that won for song, no, 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 no. It should. I could have taken the Lady Gaga song from the Top Gun movie, Maverick. I could have taken that one. But y'all just went absurd on us. Yeah. That's all I'm going to say. Hey, Terry. Just insane. But again, shouts out to Ruth Carter for being the first black woman to win 2 Oscars in the same freaking category. And though she is in a very behind the scene roles as costume designer, she deserved to get her flowers in front of the world this time. And shouts out to her for having matching cue cards to go with her beautiful yellow dress. And I loved her braids. Oh, and a side note, one of my friends who is a nail technician did Angela Bassett's nails for the Oscars. I had to put that one in. I know somebody who did Angela Bassett's nails. I'm jealous that she's out there in the valley, in the San Fernando Valley, where all of these folk live, because they ain't living in LA. The majority of the Hollywood folk, they live in the valley. Mm-hmm. You have some that live in, like Bel Air and Brentwood, but most of the ones that, look like us, they live in the valley. They live in gated communities, but yeah, can't have too many of us living in Bel Air and Brentwood now. That wouldn't look right, I'm just telling you. Yeah. Yeah. The Smiths. That's the valley. Yeah, where they have their property that way. Mm-hmm. Yeah, everybody's out in the valley. But I am, I don't know if they were trying to punish us folk because of Will's antics last year, but yeah, we're not. The only reason I was watching the Oscars was to see Rihanna and Angela win, and of course I knew that Ruth was going to win. I'm sorry, I knew she was going to win. I'm thrilled that they put it on TV. Okay, I knew she was going to win. Did y'all see the costuming? Did y'all see that crown? that she designed or in 3D. Yeah, that part. So, um, I don't know if I'm going to be watching the Oscars next year. Um, I like Brendan Fraser. Um, Not sure if I'm going to watch that movie. I am interested in seeing Fables Man, because that actually is Steven Spielberg's. That's about his life and growing up, and I'd like to see. I think that would be interesting. I think that one would be interesting. But and I want to see the movie that Jamie Lee Curtis was in, but not because of Jamie Lee, but because of the one who won Best Actress. Yeah, uh, because we've seen her in all of the movies with the martial art and everything, and now she's finally receiving her flowers, which is good. And I'm not saying that Jamie Lee shouldn't receive some flowers, but damn it, I don't feel that those were her flowers. I think Jamie Lee doesn't even understand how she won it. She was sure that Angela was going to win it too. That part. hmm You know, but it's all good. It's their ceremony. You know, we have to remember that the first Black person to win an Oscar had to sit all the way in the back. Hattie McDaniels. So, just think about how they're treating us. Rihanna showed out. And speaking of Rihanna, the young lady that did the ASL, American Sign Language. Yes. American Sign Language for her at the Super Bowl. That girl is bad. She made history at the Super Bowl. She made history at the Super Bowl by being the first person who has a hearing impairment themselves to do the interpretation. Her name is Justina Miles. She's from Philadelphia, PA, and she is a student at Bowie State University. And apparently she's also a member of the community. Sorry, guys. Well, maybe she's the B. She might be the B. She might be bisexual. I don't know. But she's part of the queer community. She identifies as queer. So, I guess. But she is going to be on fire, because if you saw how she was signing and she was dancing, and she's also a dancer, and she's not like profoundly deaf. She can hear some, but when you look at the definition for being deaf, it's if you have a hearing loss of a certain percentage, then you are considered to be legally deaf. Just like if your sight is more than 20, I think it's 2,400. I think it's if you're over 2,400
or something like that, you're considered to be legally blind, even if you can correct your vision through glasses or contact lenses. So it's the same thing with being deaf. It's like, percentages, you can be, partially, markedly, or profoundly. But yeah, that young lady is going places. Check her out. I don't know if she's on YouTube, but she's definitely over on TikTok doing her thing. I think her TikTok is Philly QT. Yeah, I think it's Philly QT. That's what I think it is. I don't know. I took TikTok off of my iPad. So we've talked about kind of really all the stuff that I had to talk about tonight. Other than I've got content out there that I really want you guys to go take a look at. I put out this morning at an ungodly hour of the morning. It popped at 1 a.m. this morning. Um, Coffee Talk series on uh, infertility and Black women. Come on in. Here he comes. He be ear hustling, y'all. Say hi. Say hi, y'all. Okay. Okay. And those of y'all who are new to my show, to my not so random chat, that is my adult son on the autism spectrum. That is the autism life part of my content. Um, I think we're going to be planning some stuff this week. So I'm going to be filming that some way, somehow, so that I can put up. I'm gonna figure that part out. We're gonna plant a couple of vegetables because we're in the stuff that's like between February and March, and March and April is when it gets planted so that it can be harvested later on. So yeah, we're gonna plant a couple of vegetables. We pick them out. I think we're gonna plant some corn and something else, and then a couple of herbs. Yeah. So we're going to do that, and I'm going to post that. Hey, kitty lickable. So, now let's talk a little bit about the I'm sorry. About the Jaguar right situation with the quote unquote she's pregnant, like the Immaculate Conception and stuff, and she's saying it's Goombas, but I think he supposedly is sterile, and she allegedly had a hysterectomy. They say that if it was a partial hysterectomy, that it is possible that she could get pregnant, but it could be the early on, of menopause, because when you get hysterectomies, ladies, that can push you, kickstart your butt into menopause, kind of like B-Love is now in menopause, and she's blaming her weight gain on menopause. No, girl, we not going. We're not going. Okay, because I remember when I was going through menopause, and I guess I'm still going through it because I'm still flashing. The flashing and the hot flashes last forever, you know, but the store has been closed for years. Okay. Ain't no babies coming from here. But girl, I ain't got all that weight on me that you've gained. But I'm gonna have to go with Tasha K on this one, girl. All the stuff that you were eating and you do not exercise, and now you got water retention because you eating all that seafood and you got all that salty stuff, and then you're eating the boiled potatoes, and that you might as well just be injecting yourself with sugar, because don't you know starch turns to sugar when it gets into your system. And then you had a BBL. So you had a BBL and took fat from one place and put it another place. And now your whole body is saying is fat is going everywhere. But don't you know that when you get a BBL that you have to exercise? You have to exercise. And I'm just trying to figure out what's making her lose her hair, because that's not now. Menopause may start to make your hair thin. I will totally agree with that, because my hair is not as thick as it was when I was younger, but it's still thick. Okay, it's still thick. Because in each one of these braids that I have in here, I got hair up under there. Okay, ain't no bald spots up in my hair, and I got long hair. So I don't know, but then again, I've been natural since I was in my 20s. Yeah. Yeah, I haven't put a perm in my hair since I was in my 20s. So, yeah, I'm just, but you don't blame this on menopause, girl, because let me do this. See, let me stand up. Okay. This is menopause. Y'all see? This is menopause. This is menopause, okay? Ain't no stomach. Ain't no stomach here, okay? And I'm also not built like a boy, okay? But my metabolism did not slow down when I got to menopause, and I did not suddenly get fat. But then again, I'm 5'9", and I also was active, like in the gym, until my mid-40s. And even now at 60, I walk like all the time. Like all the time. Ran track when I was younger. Was a dancer, and I'm not talking about dancing on the pole. Although pole dancing is probably something that's harder than people think to do. I'm talking about ballet. Okay. Like Judith Jameson. Okay. Ballet. But, I like B-Love, but girl, you're going to have to exercise, and you're going to have to stop eating all that shit you're eating. I'm sorry, but the stuff you're eating on the mukbangs, it's all delicious, but moderation, sis. Moderation. Why do you think I'm not fat? Because I eat whatever I want, but I eat in moderation. I always have. But if I ate my favorite food, which is French fries, and specifically them freaking French fries from McDonald's, yeah, if I ate those every day, I would have, they would go straight to my hips and to my thighs. And I would be able to pinch much more than an inch in the middle section. So, yeah. But Miss B-Love girl. And I would suggest, for the hair and stuff, that you look into something like Nutrafol, or Vegan-More. Yeah. Or even what's the black-owned one? Black Mane. The one that comes in with the purple. Yeah, you need to start taking some supplements to help with your hair. I would really probably because you're rich, I'd say go with the Nutrafol. I think it's like $65 a bottle. If you do the auto ship on it. Otherwise, I think it's a little bit more than that. And yeah, I wouldn't be putting any chemicals in my hair for a minute, but menopause and the BBL are not your issues. It is what you have been putting in your body for years and years and years, girl. While you've been sitting on here eating all of this food. You've been on here eating all this food. And nothing against the mukbang community, but we've seen other people who are also part of the mukbang community that have lost weight, like Troyce. Yeah, he went from being a big guy, and he continued to mukbang, but he started mukbanging with healthier stuff, doing his commentating. And sis, that's what I'm saying. You need to bring some more healthy stuff into your diet, and take people on the journey with you to lose this weight. And unless you got some physical ailment that keeps you from exercising, start out by walking. Try something, I'm just saying, it's ridiculous that you blaming us on other stuff. I know that menopause does cause weight for some women and everything, but this is lifestyle that has caused this weight. And I guess you thought you could do the nip and tuck and everything, but once we are over a certain age, you gotta exercise with that stuff. You can't do like them little young girls do when they're doing these BBLs. I'm just saying. If you're over a certain age and you do the BBL and you don't do the work that goes along with it, anyway, you guys, I'm getting ready to get out of here. I do have content out there, as I was saying before my son came in here. I have a coffee talk out there that is on infertility issues and the Black women. Tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock Pacific, 10 o'clock Eastern, I have a women's history and Hispanic Heritage Month spotlight coming out on Salina Quintaneles Perez. Salina, on her. That will be out in the morning. Y'all know that was one of my favorite singers. So this is just to give y'all a bite-sized commentary about her life. And because of the things that she did as her being a female star in Tejano, which is a very male-dominated type of music in the Mexican culture. But and then obviously her tragic end. So that'll be out tomorrow morning. You can go check on the Purple Diva Den, my spoken word channel. I posted a spoken word on there this morning, entitled Untitled Number 2. It has no title. That is the title. I'll be back on tomorrow with a short. And I do have more. I do have more women's history, and Hispanic Heritage Month stuff coming. I'm going to be putting out something on one of the hidden figures, Katherine Jackson, who I believe just died last year. She was the one who Taraji P. Henson played in the movie Hidden Figures. So I'm gonna do one in regards to her. I'm probably gonna do one on all three of the ladies in there because each one of them did something historical. Okay, each one of them did something historical, and since I really didn't do a whole bunch of Black History last month, then we're going to squeeze our ladies into this month. I am probably going to do one also on Viola Davis, who just became an EGOT as well. So I will see you guys this week. I am definitely going to be watching what's going on with the Silicon Valley Bank and with Signature Bank. And now I think I'm going to be watching First Republic Bank as well, just to see what's going on with that. Keep you guys abreast of that. And if I see anything that I think that, might be something that we need to look out for. But yeah, watch what's going on in the financial sector, and definitely keep your debt low. If you're going to use credit, try to do 30-day on it, or, pay it off in a month or two. Those are the things that I recommend, in the current environment. So let me get to my outro. Find it. All right, you guys. Thank you, everyone who came through. Thank you for those who come through on the replay. Please, make sure y'all press that like button. Please share my content. And I will see you guys in the next one. I offer you guys peace and blessings from the West Side. I'm out of here, guys. Peace. Bye, you guys.
Well, guys, that's it for tonight's Not So Random Chat. But I'll see you guys the next time. Until then, peace and blessings from the West Side. I'm out.